The Sports Scouting Report with Lieber King, brought to you by Harvey Autos in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you've trusted for years. Geico, the insurance savings you expect. Supreme Chevrolet, expect more from Supreme Automotive Group in Gonzales.
Creed and Creed Law Firm, serious attorneys for serious injuries.
Bollinger Shipyards, 75 years of delivering high-quality vessels. Here's your host, Lieber King.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Greg Salter, head football coach, Covington High School.
Coach, glad to be here, man. It's been a couple of years since we've been able to sit down. I always catch you at games or on the phone or
yeah, when things are a little chaotic.
Right, chaotic.
But fun, but exciting.
Fun, yeah. The clock's not ticking to go out there and play a game, but we had a chance to talk about some stuff. Some we'll mention, some we won't. We talked some ball. I want to start about your grandfather, Jack Salter, one of the greatest coaches ever in Louisiana. Was the head coach at Covington High School, state champions in '76, 3 runner-ups, 15 district titles, over 250 wins. Hall of Fame coach, and now you're going on year 13 at the same school, the grandson, keeping it alive, the Salter name alive here at Covington.
Well, I tried to, and that was one of the things. When I took over the job, it was something in the back of my mind. I just wanted to make him proud, just like I aim every day to make the community here and the alumni, I want them to still feel a part of this, and really blessed to be in a place like this and to have been able to grow up on the sidelines next to him, to see how he operated. Now I tell you what, he casts a pretty big shadow. He set the bar very high, but I do my best every day to try to, if I can just be half the man he was, I know I'll be a successful coach.
And Coach, not to single anybody out, but just talk about history. Vincent Alexander, one of the greatest players, high school All-American. His grandson's here, right?
Yeah, he has a grandson, Amari Smith, that plays slot receiver for us. Had a great year for us. But that was one of those guys, and there's been a lot of great players that come through Covington High. That was one that my grandfather went to his grave talking about Vincent Alexander and how special of a talent he was. And I rely on old VHS tapes to see how good he was. I was probably 3 or 4 years old when he played, so I just didn't get it quite then. But even at that young age, I knew who Vincent Alexander was and the legend that he left behind.
Great running back here. And then, you just recently coached one of the best to ever come out of here, Edrin Cooper. Played running back here, linebacker here, and went to A&M, had a great career, and just named to the all-rookie team for Green Bay Packers. Yeah,
he was a special talent, and a great kid to work with. The thing that a lot of those kids have, you can see it as they're developing. I was fortunate to coach, a few All-Americans, Edrin Cooper, Devin Broomfield is one of the best running backs to ever walk through these doors. Gerald McDowell was, outstanding D lineman that signed with Ole Miss. Guys like that, and that was, how you knew Edrin was going to be that type of player, was he had the work ethic those guys had. Obviously, they're gifted, with their talent and their skill set, but it's very few and far between that can outwork everybody, not take their skill set or their talents for granted, and to be able to become an elite player like that, and it's something that we're really proud of Edrin and all our guys, and that's all we want for everybody, is them to reach their full potential. And for Edrin, his full potential was starting middle linebacker on Sundays in the NFL.
Yeah, one of the best young linebackers in the league now.
Yeah, I think he's got a great future. Hopefully he can stay healthy, continue to develop, and we know he has the drive. We know he's going to put in what it takes to be great.
A great story we were talking about when Ed Orgeron was the coach at LSU, how recruiting works. It's nobody's fault, but it is what it is, right? You got numbers crunches every year, and coaches have to make decisions on players early. And if you're not right, you look back and go, hey, we should have took that guy in the top 10 or top 15. But when Edrin was here, I remember you were telling me, you had your first signing early class that year, the first 2 signing classes, and you had mentioned that he had already signed before he was doing the hat trick in San Antonio.
Yeah.
like a few weeks before, and people don't realize kids do that. They go ahead and sign the paperwork.
Yeah, the All-American Bowl wanted him to do it, make that announcement on TV for their ratings, I guess. So he signed with Texas A&M in December, a couple weeks before playing in that game. So there was only a select few people that knew that he had done it, and it was funny. Then the recruiting really picked up after, with nobody knowing that he had already signed, including the LSU's and everything else. That and he had an early offer from LSU, but at that point in the season, with the numbers, it was non-committable at the time. So it was just something that he couldn't wait for, and then the spot ended up opening, and they tried to come in and get him, but unfortunately, it was too late for them. But I think it was, A&M was a great place for him. He had a great experience there. They had a lot of success, not only individually, but as a team. And I think it's, a huge reason why he is where he is today is because, the way things shook out and how he ended up at A&M.
And a kid that always wanted to go to LSU. I just want people to realize that.
Yeah, it's typical of, kids in Louisiana,
Right.
That's typically that dream school. And he was no different. But, I think that's something to be said to all kids going through the recruiting process. I always tell kids, you want to, I think the most important thing, you want to go somewhere where you're wanted, where they value what you have to offer. And, and there's a lot more out there throughout the nation, right? Other places that can become a home for you too.
Coach Salter, I want to ask you this because, I got in this in 1990, and I've seen the talent change in this area. And you coach it and you practice it, you see it every day. I mean, look at the programs now, just around the block from you, Hannon, St. Paul's, down the road, Bogalusa, you look at North Lake Christian's competitive in a small division, but every school, Mandeville, Lakeshore, I mean, it's just North Shore. Everybody's got players now on the
it's there are some great players coming in and out of the doors of all these schools over here on this side of the lake. And it's such an interesting place because there's probably, I think we got 15 or so schools within a little 20-mile radius here. And so what that does, it kind of, there's never really any dominant team in this area. It could be one team this year, one team. Makes it exciting, makes it fun. There's a lot of parity in the league over here. And then there's a lot of great coaches. There's also, there's plenty of good players. Yeah. There's a lot of great coaching that goes on over here. So you really have to work hard to try to keep up with the Joneses on this side of the lake. But a great place for people to come and recruit and find some special players and some great people.
I don't want to leave Fontainebleau out, they do a good job. And then you go to Slidell High. And
Slidell, North Shore.
And Salamon's
done good. Yep. You got Chalmette has moved into that district now. And then on the other side of us is Ponchatoula, Hammonds, Franklinton down the road. There's so many great programs.
I want to mention, you got some kids that'll sign in the second signing period. You'll have some that'll, it's crazy to say, will sign all the way through the summer.
Yeah.
The new world of football.
Right, with the portal and everything else.
But I was wanting to ask you, you've got a stud O-lineman, Abram Lewis, who, I'm just talking being out, I'm not a Covington grad, I'm not an alumnus here, but watching film of that kid, 6'6", 330, and as agile as he moves, 10 years ago, he's the top 3, top 4 tackle in the country. He's probably first signing, day with Power 5, one of the upper, programs.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about that now with the portal. A guy like that, he's going to go to college.
Sure.
But instead of having 50 offers, he's got like 5 good offers.
Yeah, it's tough, and we were talking about this earlier, and you can't blame the college coaches for it. They have to win now to hold on to their job. So if they have the opportunity to take a Abrams 6'6", 320, well, they can take a 21-year-old that has 2 years into a college weight program that has proven that he can handle the day-to-day of not only balancing the athletic part of it, but can handle his work in the school and academically and stuff. It's less of a gamble for those guys, and they don't have to develop that kid. They can take him as a finished product. So it's frustrating. It's frustrating, you want what's best for your kids, but at the same time, you kind of understand it. You try to balance it and try to make the best of it. I think Abram will make the best of it. There's no doubt. He's a great kid. He's a very athletic kid, You know, he's got a lot of heart. He's got a lot of want to him, and I have no doubt he'll be successful wherever he ends up.
Coach, I like how he blocks downfield.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
he goes after other people.
He takes pride in what he does.
Yeah.
And that's what you want from your O-line, to take pride, realize that, I mean, it is, to me, and I'll go to my grave saying that that's the most important position on the field. When you have a good O-line and guys that have that continuity, you can have a lot of success as a team.
Well, Coach, thank you for taking the time with me, because I know you're going to Disney World pretty soon.
That's right. High school dance competition. Yep.
Family comes first.
That's
right.
right. Yep. Going to my turn to go cheer on my girls.
Coach, thank you. Appreciate you allowing me to be here today. We're going to interview some of your players today.
Anytime. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Sports Scouting Report with Lieber King.